Someone once said a very wise thing. Don't waste your time explaining yourself to people, because they will only hear what they want to hear. Today's story is about a corporate office where the boss was very upset because his employee, Mr. George, was often late for work. He would come in late 2 or 3 times a week. The other employees would complain to the boss saying,
"Mr. George always gets away with it. He's late, and you don't say anything to him. But if we're even a little late, you start yelling at us."
Mr. George was a senior employee who had been with the office for many years. Everyone respected him, and he was a kind and considerate person. But the boss wanted Mr. George to come to work on time. He thought it wasn't right for him to be late so often. The boss talked to his senior, but he said,
"It's okay. Mr. George is a good person. Let him be. Don't bother him if he's late."
But the boss was determined to make Mr. George come to work on time. He decided that if Mr. George was late, even once the following week, he would take action. For 2 or 3 days, Mr. George came to work on time, but on Thursday, he was late again. Everyone else had already arrived, but Mr. George was nowhere to be found. The boss called the office boy and told him to send Mr. George to his office as soon as he arrived. Mr. George finally arrived 2 hours late. The office boy said,
"The boss is calling you. Go to his chamber."
When Mr. George entered the boss's chamber, the boss exploded. He started yelling,
"What's going on with you? I know you're going to tell me some story about your charity work or social service. You help this person. You help that person. What difference does it make? You just need to come to work on time. That's it. Go home right now. Write a 3-day leave application and come back on Monday next week. You will have enough time to do all your social work."
Mr. George was upset. He returned to his desk. One of the colleagues asked him,
"Mr. George, why were you late today?"
On this, Mr. George said,
"Today, I left home on time. As I was waiting for my bus, I saw a 10-year-old boy crossing the road. Just then, a speeding car came from the opposite direction, hit the boy. The boy had a major accident and was bleeding profusely. I saw that no one came forward to help the little boy. So, without wasting time, I stopped the taxi, picked up the injured boy in my arms, and somehow managed to admit the little boy to the nearby hospital. The boy was in extreme pain and was continuously crying the whole time. Seeing his condition, I couldn't stop myself from helping him. Hence, I'm late in the office today." I tried to explain this to the boss, but he wouldn't listen.
Saying this, he took out a paper, wrote a leave application, and gave it to the boss. As he was leaving the office, he thought to himself,
"I'm free for the rest of the day. I must go and see the child. I hope that there aren't any serious injuries."
He went to the hospital and asked the doctor how the child was doing. The doctor said,
"You brought the child just in time. The child's life was saved. Well done. You are a true citizen. By the way, the child's parents are here and they want to meet you."
The doctor called the child's parents. Mr. George was shocked to see the child's parents. Standing in front of him was his boss. Mr. George asked,
"Sir, is that little boy your son?"
With folded hands, the boss came closer to Mr. George. He said,
"I don't have words to thank you. You saved my child's life. He would have died if you hadn't brought him to the hospital in time. Today I realized it makes a difference. Your social service really makes a big difference."
You see, in your life, some people will never appreciate your social work. but it still makes a difference. When we see someone in pain or in any adverse condition, we may have this thought: why shall I help him? What difference does it make? What will I gain? Nobody is coming forward, so I must also move on. Instead, you must think positively. Why shouldn't I help him? Nobody is coming forward, so I must make the first move to help the needy. God has given me this opportunity to help someone and provide him with my service. It will surely make a difference, at least to him. When we help others, we are making the world a better place. Even if we don't see the results of our help right away, they will eventually come. So next time you're thinking about helping someone, don't hesitate. Do it. Even if you don't think anyone will notice, your help will make a difference, at least to him. This is Juzz, Do It Motivation. Thanks for watching and stay motivated.